Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I created these spell books. The first thing you're going to want to do is find a book that fits the size and shape that you want. I just happen to have some sitting on my bookshelf that I no longer read and I can't find anybody to give these to, so I'm just going to use them. You can go to your local thrift store and get some books that fit the size and shape that you want, or you can go to Hobby Lobby and find fake books and use those. But to take this on the frugal route, I decided just to repurpose ones that I already had. I traced a design on this particular cover, but I also freehanded another cover, so it's really whatever you want to do. You're going to want to take your glue gun and make a kind of a 3D design with whatever you're going with. This is what's going to help everything pop later on once you start to put the paint on. So for this book is where I kind of freehanded it. I decided to use a fake eyeball and I needed to put paper towels around it to kind of smooth it out a little bit. I used Chanel pipes or pipe cleaner, and it kind of gave it more of a prominent design, and then I decided just to go ahead and add in more of a shallow webbing to that one. Then what you're going to want to do is take Mod Podge and a sponge brush and dab this on there and cover the entire book, front, side, and back. I decided to work with the front first before moving to the side, just so things aren't sticking to my surface area that I'm working on. Once you've covered the surface, you're going to want to take a single ply paper towel. You can use tissue paper as well. Make sure it does not have a design on it. And take your sponge brush and really pat that into your book. You're going to want to make sure that you are getting every single corner, so those really tight details where you're seeing the paper towel lift up, take a smaller brush and kind of push into those, and don't worry if it's creating wrinkles, that's just going to make it more interesting and more detailed. Then once that's dried, you're going to move to the side and then the back of your book, just making sure that you are getting, like I said, every single corner of this book. You do not want them to kind of bubble up, or you're going to see the book when you are done spray painting. Now for this one I did the exact same thing, but I will say that the Chanel stems or the pipe cleaners, the Mod Podge didn't really stick to it too well, so I did have some bubbling there. You also want to make sure if there's any design that you want to be seen on the outside of the paper towel that you are not covering it with paper towel, because once you cover this you're not going to see what's underneath. So that's why I removed the eye piece there. But you're going to just do the exact same thing, trying to cover everything. I also wanted to let you know that I did take the paper towel and put it inside of the book as well, so it's covering all of the edges and we're getting that weathered look all over the book. Now the next thing I did was spray paint these black. You can use really any spray paint on these, it doesn't really matter. I just used Rust-Oleum because that's what I have on hand. Once you have your first coat on, slide that and let it dry before adding any more coats. You may or may not need to do that. It's just really going to depend on how heavy-handed you were. Try not to be too heavy-handed because you do not want any sagging or dripping with this. Just even strokes across the front. I also did the edges of the pages to make them black as well, but that's completely up to you with what you want to do. Once it's all dried, you want to take whatever color you want. I am using a gold paint, and I am using very small amounts, like pencil eraser size, on a very large dry sponge brush. You want to make sure that you are using light hands. More heavy-handed is going to cause it to look more gold, and you really just want whatever color you are using on top to pop out your design, not be your entire cover color, if that makes any sense. You want the black to be more prominent. This is just going to make everything pop. You can see I was pretty heavy-handed with the white on the back of this book, and I didn't like how that was coming out, so I used lighter strokes, more gold, and I loved the way that that looked. I've seen people use blue, purple, silver, brown, white. It really is just going to depend how you want this book to come out. I really love the gold pops, so I used gold, and then you'll see in the next book that I show you, the one with the eye, I had used white over top, and then I went over it with gold, and it created more of a silver look. On the back of this book, I did white first, then the gold, and a mix of gray, and it ended up coming out looking very dirty. So if you're looking for that effect, definitely grab white, gray, and gold, or white, gray, and brown. I I really didn't care for it as much, so that's why I went more for the gold look. But you can really just use whatever color and design that you want. And I even had my little 4-year-old helping me out here. Here you can see the difference between adding additional acrylic paint versus not adding any. I will at the end of this show you guys what paints I did use so you can get an idea, but it's just acrylic paint from the craft section. Super simple, 50 cents, $1. But here's the back of the first book where I used all gold. You can see the sides, the back, and then here is the front where I did use some gray and white on the pipe cleaner portion, and then I covered it with the gold. And then here's the book you saw me do with light hands. Again, I cannot stress to you enough using light hands. I will post links in the description box to other people's spell books and the tutorial that kind of helped me get an idea of how to do this myself. So definitely check out those links for more ideas and more inspiration. But if you guys enjoyed this, please give this video a like. Subscribe if you are new. I'm posting new videos every week. And if you like that, check out my witch's jar or my Halloween wreath. And if you do subscribe, it'll let you know when I post more of these videos. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, guys. I went there and I bought all this myself. But I know some people are going to be like, what exact color did you use? And I'd rather just put this in the video so you know. For the base of the book, again, you can use any brand. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I just used a flat black paint. And I used spray paint because I thought it would be easier. There's some people that just use chalk paint for texture, but I really wasn't looking for texture. That's up to you. So, and then this is the gold that I used. They had, I want to say they had like a copper color, a silver, a bronze. I think those would all look really nice. But again, just these little cheap acrylic paints. I think this was about $2 at Walmart. And then you can always just go for basic colors. These were 50 cents a bottle. For kind of an off-white, which this is the antique parchment, and then pewter gray. And again, they were just matte colors because I didn't want any gloss or shine. I tried to stick away from that with the basic colors, but with the gold I wanted obviously some shimmer and shine. And then as far as the Mod Podge went, I just went for a matte finish. But this will come in handy. I'm going to be using this in a lot of projects, so if you're following me and you're wanting to create everything I do, go ahead and grab a giant bottle of that because you can never go wrong with having Mod Podge. And then I wanted to let you guys know what size the brush was that I've been using, and it is just the 3-inch sponge brush. That was for the details. And then for the glue, I used the 2-inch. So I mean, you can really use anything. I would just definitely suggest getting the bigger one so that way you're using more light hands and it's a more dry surface so you can kind of brush away anything. Also having a paper towel handy so you can kind of dab away if you accidentally put a little bit too much. Because these are not needed to be perfect, you can kind of get away with messing up a little bit and just kind of rubbing at it, using your finger, whatever you need to do. But I figured I would just throw in there what exactly I use because I know I'm probably going to get asked. But yeah, guys, I hope this tutorial helped. Again, check out those links for more inspiration, more ideas. I've seen people use cardboard cutouts, flat skeleton things that you can find to put in kids' goodie bags. Really, there's so many ideas out there. I just went more of the frugal route on this one. But yeah, check out those links for more inspiration, and hopefully you guys have fun doing these. Again, tag me. I love seeing them. Beauty Isn't Everything 23 on Instagram. All my links will be in the description box, so tag me if you've made them. I love seeing your guys' stuff, and I will see you soon. Bye!